Welcome to Bias Bash. I'm Lauren Green. Senator Bernie Sanders is being portrayed as a viable threat to the Hillary Clinton campaign solely because he is a left-wing alternative. However, is the media overstating this threat in an attempt to shake up what is shaping up to be a dull race? Here to weigh in is Justin Duckham, senior Washington correspondent for Talk Radio News Service. Welcome, Justin.
Hey, great to be here.
So is this the work of some bored journalists just looking for an interesting sidebar story or not?
I think it certainly is. I think there's a sense right now that Hillary Clinton sort of has this in the bag. So any sort of alternative candidate that you can get is really going to shake things up. If you look at the polling, there really is no chance that Bernie Sanders has knocking her out of the nomination. So instead, the only real threat that we're seeing is perhaps he may be the one to move Hillary a little bit more to the left. He may force her to engage in sort of a more progressive message. He's a very powerful speaker. He's a very good advocate for those kind of causes. But at the end of the day, there is some serious doubts over whether or not Hillary Clinton would have avoided that in the first place. So I don't really think he's really going to pose much of a challenge at the end of the day.
But it is interesting. I mean, if you look at the Real Clear Politics poll, we don't have it up here right now, but I think it's very interesting. He's like in the fourth place. He's at 8.8%, which is not really too bad, but he is within striking distance of Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden. I mean, isn't that enough to give him some kind of press coverage?
No, it certainly is, and he certainly does deserve press coverage. He is somebody who is going to motivate sort of the progressive base that has sort of turned away from Hillary Clinton. But if we're looking at this from a practical manner, it's not really that much of a threat. This isn't somebody who's going to steal away the nomination. He's not running as an independent as far as we can tell when it will come to the general election, so he's probably not going to pose a sort of Ralph Nader-like spoiler quality. So I think right now this is really just sort of overstated. And it's worth noting, of course, that he is polling at around 9%, which is still quite a bit away from Hillary Clinton, and showing that really this is sort of a weak Democratic field. And if Bernie Sanders is the viable alternative, then that really speaks volumes for how much of a lock that Clinton has on this.
Well, she really does. I mean, it's a long campaign. 6% she's got in a Real Clear Politics poll. There's not a whole lot to talk about on the Democratic side. And, on the GOP side, it's like, when's the next candidate going to enter the race kind of issue.
Exactly, and right now it really doesn't look like Clinton's going to lose that top spot. She has faced a number of scandals so far, from failing to talk to the press, for the dealings of the Clinton Foundation, for her private email server, and that really hasn't done enough to alienate a lot of voters and make them sort of clamor for somebody else to move in and take that spot away from her. So I think at this point, unless if she does something absolutely drastically dumb or makes a stellar mistake, she's probably going to maintain that top spot, and we will see a lot of attention over Elizabeth Warren or over Bernie Sanders, or people who are going to be really powerful critics. But at the end of the day, this is not something that really is going to knock her off that perch.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you.
If you want to hear more media analysis on this topic, catch Media Buzz with Howard Kurtz, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern and again at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Fox News Channel. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.